Happy, happy turkey day. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's happy turkey day. Hello everyone. Thomas Townley getting ready to record this week's episode of Multiverse Tonight. This will be a one shot. Now this let me put it up to you folks. If you like the all-in-one edition, then I implore you by all means, let me know, and I'll make this the way I do the show. You know, because I've been thinking about just bringing it back down to just one show, one edition at a time, and being just way more selective with the things I cover, because one of those things about splitting it into two episodes is that by splitting it into two episodes, I have to add more content to the episodes to get it to the length I want. I want it to be somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes, ideally. 60 minutes on the outside, on the far outside. But if I bring it back down to the one episode, I could theoretically then basically take a sawzall to the news and just try to report on the most interesting things. So it's a thought. I'll admit that. So I want to think if I want to. Oh, I gotta open that link up. Have that link ready. So that when I get to that, I can just pop that out. So hold on here. I wonder something real quick. Could I theoretically do something here? Paste. Enter. Link. Alright, now I got that open. Good time. See what? So I'm going to cut that. I'm gonna put all the dead people down. Alright, our Fleur. Here's all the news other than people who died. Paste that back into here. So I always like to end with the with people who've died. You know, I think it's better there. I mean, well, theoretically, let me check something here. Let's try to end on a happy note. See if we got yeah, something uplifting, something happy. Let's see here. Let's see. Using their dead person. I'm not gonna bother with that because that really doesn't have anything to do with the geek news. Mm-hmm. What's slowing my processor down? You know, can't find any last minute happy stories other than Paul Rudd being named sexiest man alive and the cast of Ghostbusters Afterlife joking that Bill Murray will get next. That's about it. Let's end with this story because I can make a joke at the end. Okay, I'm gonna end this with this story. That'll give me something a little bit happier to end with. Let me get something to drink, and then we'll start the show. headsets on. Get your headset on. Grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is going to move you. Alright. One last. I know I'm dithering here. Let's see if I can find a sound really quick. Wow, I can find I get Christmas sleigh bells, but I get Christmas sleigh bells, but I cannot get a turkey gobble. Let's see here. Alright. Now that we've gotten to ridiculous levels, let's start the show. Tonight, a special Thanksgiving-sized edition of Multiverse Tonight. Comic books, sci-fi, fantasy, and more. If you're looking for a roundup of geeky news, you're in the right place. This is Multiverse Tonight. And here's your host, Thomas Townley. Hello everyone and welcome to a supersized sci-fi and comic book edition of Multiverse Tonight, episode 151. Of course, Thanksgiving is coming up. And we here at Multiverse Tonight, or I here at Multiverse Tonight, I should say. Well, we know that Friday, you're not going to be listening to podcasts. So why not just take the sci-fi news and comic book news, just put them back together in one episode. Now, here's a task for you, while you're, eating turkey and pumpkin pie and considering, maybe buying something online. By the way, we do have a TeePublic store where you can go spend a little loot, buy a t-shirt, buy a hat, buy, something. But while you're out doing this, if you could contact me, at Multiverse Tonight, or at Multiverse Tom, we'll have our, stuff at the end of the show. Contact us and let me know if you would like for us to keep it at one episode every other week instead of two. Because I the only reason I split the show into a comic book edition, sci-fi edition, was at times there's tremendous amounts of news. So I thought splitting them into two would make them more digestible. You wouldn't get bored with an hour and a half long show. But the times change, the size of the news changes. So if you like this sized show, then by all means let us know. So let's go on to some Star Wars news.
Roger, Roger.
By the way, even though it's not in my show notes because it hasn't been confirmed, Kathleen Kennedy apparently has signed a new extension on her contract. So sorry, man babies. Better luck next time. Anyway, speaking of other people man babies hate, Patty Jenkins' Star Wars movie Rogue Squadron has been put on hold. Jenkins, along with writer Matthew Robinson, have been hashing out the movie for over a year with hopes of starting production in 2022. However, sources speaking to The Hollywood Reporter say that the producers and filmmaking team have concluded that Jenkins is just too busy to work on the movie in 2022, thus the movie will have to wait. Jenkins is currently working towards a third Wonder Woman movie, hopefully better than the second one, and a new movie based on Cleopatra. Aspyr is releasing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for Nintendo Switch, and for those who like physical media, there will be several versions. Now, the base game can be snagged for $34.99, but hardcore fans can check out a premium edition for $89.99 or a master edition for, get this, $174.99. Now, the premium edition will include a steel book, a commemorative coin, an Ebon Hawk metal pin, art cards, a poster, and, of course, a certificate of authenticity, a vibroblade letter, and the Master Edition will include all those options, plus a replica Pazak set, a vibroblade letter opener, a pair of Darth Revan hilt replicas, a hardcover strategy guide, concept art lithographs, and a throwback case. Now, the throwback case is particularly notable as it's designed to look like a case for the original Xbox. While Microsoft and Nintendo have formed a strong working relationship over the last few years, the idea of an Xbox case to house a Switch game is pretty amusing. It's a neat extra, and it helps pay tribute to the history of the game. Dark Horse Comics, alongside Lucasfilm and Disney Worldwide Publishing, will be creating new comics and graphic novels beginning in the spring of 2022. Now, according to the press release, quote, fans can expect to experience adventures in every era, from the High Republic through the rise of the First Order, through new and exciting stories that Dark Horse is thrilled to introduce, unquote. Now, Mike Richardson, Dark Horse's comics founder and CEO, said in the press release, quote, Dark Horse has a rich history publishing Star Wars comics and graphic novels. Star Wars is near and dear to all our hearts, and I've been a fan since I saw the original film 19 times during its original release. I am thrilled that Dark Horse will once again bring new stories to life from this incredible galaxy. I'm not exaggerating when I say we can't wait to bring these new adventures to fans of every age, unquote. Now, the Ahsoka series has added Natasha Liu Bordizzo. Deadline is reporting that she will be playing the role of Sabine Wren, the character from the Rebels animated series. Now, this news has not been confirmed by Lucasfilm or Bordizzo yet. Production Weekly has these shows starting to film in March of 2022. So we'll see where that lies. Let's go on to some Star Trek news. For the past few years, or should say for the past 4 years, Star Trek Discovery has been on Netflix everywhere else but America. However, that's changed as Discovery is now going to Paramount Plus everywhere. Now, this caused some consternation as Star Trek Discovery just started its 4th season and was abruptly yanked from Netflix. In a just closed deal between Viacom, CBS, and Netflix, the Shari Redstone-controlled company has ended the lucrative financial arrangement that launched Discovery back in 2017. Now, in broad strokes, the bargain that the CBS head honcho Les Moonves made with Netflix saw the latter paying the vast majority of Discovery's hefty budget for the overseas rights. With the top-tier IP fully back in the fold, the plan is for Discovery to take flight on Paramount Plus around the globe starting next year. The likes of the UK, Germany, Ireland, Austria, and Switzerland will be among the first markets to stream Discovery on Paramount Plus. Of the more than 20 countries the platform is available in outside of North America, Viacom CBS has said that as part of an accelerated expansion, they anticipate being in around 45 markets within the next year or so. Of course, a high-profile brand like Star Trek will lead that charge. But again, they kind of ticked off thousands of Star Trek fans by, it's available in North America. Great. But worldwide, nope. This was a very, very poorly thought out idea. Now, as for Star Trek Picard, it will still be on Amazon outside of North America, and Star Trek Lower Decks will be on Amazon outside the U.S., Canada, and Latin America. So, why just Discovery and not, why didn't they yank back the other shows? I guess we'll never know. The Paramount theme park in China with a Star Trek themed area will be moving forward. The theme park, which was announced 2 years ago, just got $8 billion in funding for a large development that will include a 643-acre Paramount resort. The proposed Paramount Park Kunming will include 6 themed areas, including a Final Frontier area themed around Star Trek with many different attractions. Now, the other areas of the park would be Paramount Boulevard, Adventure City, Wonderland, a Peanuts-themed area, and a Dinotopia-themed area. Now, construction has yet to begin, but they are aiming at an opening date in June of 2024. Ever since Star Trek The Experience closed in Las Vegas, people in North America have been clamoring for one. Why does everywhere else in the world get a Star Trek themed area and we don't? That's just rotten. Anyway, and that's all for the Star Trek news. Now we'll switch on over to some comic book news. Yeah, this will be an interesting show. So let's go on to the Marvel news. Yeah, you see what I did there? That was so I had time to switch my Stream Deck over to the comic book news section. Yeah, good idea, huh? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is getting major reshoots. What sources describe to the Hollywood Reporter as a significant production, the new shoot will take place in Los Angeles, comprising both additional photography and reshoots. Now, insiders say that will be a grueling 6 weeks of shooting, working 6 days a week. However, other sources have downplayed that severity of the shoot, saying that other movies have had bigger reshoots. The movie is due out on May 6th of 2022. Blade the Vampire Hunter has added Delroy Lindo to the cast. The movie, starring Mahershala Ali, factors into the Eternals post-credits scene, which I won't spoil here. The movie will be directed by Bassem Tariq, and shooting is expected in the late summer of 2022. Marvel.com has revealed that has revealed the list of actors returning to their roles for the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Pom Kellam-Teef, and Sean Gunn will all be back. Now, the news coincides with news that the Guardians Volume 3 has started production, with James Gunn posting on Twitter, quote, "It's been a strange and long and at times challenging journey to get here, but the obstacles along the way have only made this moment more blissful. Back on set with my Guardians family for the first day of shooting, hashtag GOTG Vol 3. Disney has revealed that subscriber growth for Disney Plus has slowed from the previous quarter, increasing by only 2 million subscribers to 118 million. But don't cry for Disney. The company posted revenues of $18.53 billion. Let's go on to the DC news. In DC Comics news, Warner Brothers Games has unveiled a new Smash Brothers style game featuring different Warner Brothers characters. Multiverse will be a free-to-play game that will be released for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC platforms sometime in 2022. Now, we'll include characters like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Bugs Bunny, Arya Stark, Tom and Jerry, Jake the Dog, Finn the Human, Steven Universe, Garnet, Rain Dog, an original character, and many more. WB Games president David Haddad said about the game in a press release, quote, with multiverses... I messed up the title there. We begin DC Comics news with WB Games, which has unveiled a new Smash Brothers style game featuring different Warner Brothers characters. Multiverses will be a free-to-play game that will be released for both PlayStation, Xbox, and PC platforms sometime in 2022, and will include characters like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Bugs Bunny, Arya Stark, Tom and Jerry, Jake the Dog, Finn the Human, Steven Universe, Garnet, an original character named Rain Dog, and more. WB Games president David Haddad said about the game in a press release, quote, with Multiverses, we are creating a distinct competitive game that allows us to combine a deep roster of celebrated Warner Media franchises for players to enjoy. We are partnering with the talented team of Player First Games to bring together a free-to-play online platform fighter with a wealth of iconic characters that fans know and love, from Wonder Woman and Bugs Bunny to Shaggy and Arya from Game of Thrones. And this is just the beginning, as we are excited to support upcoming seasons and ongoing game content, unquote. Now, they also revealed that this game will support cross-play between platforms and have seasonal content updates. The Super Pets movie starring Dwayne Johnson as Crypto was revealed back at DC Fandom, has revealed some more about the cast via Entertainment Weekly. Natasha Lyonne will play the Flash's turtle, Merton. Vanessa Bayer as Wonder Woman's pig, PB. And Diego Luna as the Green Lantern squirrel, Chip. They will join Dwayne Johnson as Superman's dog, Crypto, and Kevin Hart as Batman's dog, Ace, in an adventure to save Metropolis. Director and screenwriter Jared Stern revealed to Entertainment Weekly, quote, I wanted it to be a real threat that you felt lived up to not just being a goofy movie, but a real serious superhero threat. But that one that uniquely can only be solved by a group of pets, unquote. Now, he also revealed that he wants people to come away from this movie feeling like animation is a technique and not a genre, and want them to feel like this was a really great superhero movie and that it had everything that people loved in superhero movies. Great action. It was really fun. You know, it kind of sounds like the secret life of pets, just with superpowers. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. The men from The Water will be teaming up for a brand new series. Arthur Curry and Jackson Hyde will be teaming up in a new Aquaman series. The new series comes from Chuck Brown and Brandon Thomas and artist Sammy Bessere, and will bring the two Aquamen back together to investigate a new conspiracy that threatens Atlantis and the surface world. The series will also feature other Aquaman characters like Mera, Tula, Tempest, and Black Manta. Aquaman number 1 goes on sale on February 22nd, 2022. A Batman will be moving to the Big Apple. In I Am Batman number 6, the new Batman, Jace Fox, and his family will be moving to New York City. The comic from award-winning screenwriter John Ridley from 12 Years a Slave, The Other Side of the DC Universe, and The American Way, and artist Ken Lashley, colorist Rex Lucas, and letterer Troy Petrie will release on February 8th, 2022. Now, let's go on to the Geek News. And we begin Geek News with a box office report. Ghostbusters Afterlife topped this week's box office with $44 million, opening on 4,315 theaters. That's that's an excellent opening for something that was, they were expecting less. Let's put it that way. Let's go down, however, to the top 10. Ron's Gone Wrong came in at number 10, down from number 6. It's brought in $22 million total. Belfast dropped from number 7 to number 9. The French Dispatch came in at number 8. No Time to Die fell from number 4 to number 7. Venom Let There Be Carnage fell from number 5 to number 6. It has altogether in its release life of $206,500,000. Dune fell from 3 to 5. That's down 44.7% since opening. It's gotten $97 million. King Richard debuted at number 4. Clifford the Big Red Dog fell from number 2 to number 3. It's brought in $33.5 million. Marvel's Eternals fell off the top spot, down about 59% from last week. Its total gross so far is $135,817,000, and that's, of course, United States total only. Ghostbusters Afterlife, again, debuted at number 1 with $44 million. Now, that's pretty good for 3-day release internationally. It brought in $16 million for a worldwide total of $60 million. And I have not seen it yet. It opened right around the busy time for shopping. So between, everything, I just haven't gotten time. So I hope to see it in the next few weeks. That being said, in other news, Amazon's The Wheel of Time has an animated bonus series to help fill in the deep lore and complex politics that's hard to put into a TV series. Called Origin Stories, these animated shorts will accompany each episode and will touch on the lore found in that episode. For instance, the first episode discusses the breaking of the world, the cataclysmic event, easy for you to say, caused when all male channelers went mad as a result of the source of their magic being corrupted by the Dark One. The second episode explains the fall of the Mantharine, a city-state that once stood in the Two Rivers region, and the third episode is titled The Greatest Warder, and explains more of the relationship between an Aes Sedai and the warder who accompanies her at all times. Now, to access this content, you'll have to pause each episode and click on the bonus content. The Venture Brothers series will end with its movie special, which has moved into the voice recording phase. Co-creator Doc Hammer took to Instagram with a photo of himself and the caption, quote, "Spoiler alert, I'm recording shore leave." So simple deduction leads to the sanguineous minded to the conclusion, I guess shore leave is an adventure special. Joy. Unquote. Now, no release date for this series-ending special has been given yet. I'm so looking forward to that. The Venture Brothers is just one of my absolute favorite animated series. Gru the Wanderer is headed to a screen near you. Now, Gru is a bit of a deep cut for comic book fans. Gru is a comic book that's run for 40 years and is the longest currently running independent and creator-owned comic book property, and follows the humorous exploits of a barbarian who is a mighty swordsman but also a walking disaster area. He wanders an ancient land with his trusty sidekick, a dog named Ruferito. Gru was created by legendary comic writer and artist Sergio Aragonés, with a dialogue by Mark Evanier, lettering by Stan Saki, and colors by Tom Luth. Now, it's been published by Pacific Comics, Eclipse Comics for one special issue, Marvel Comics under its Epic imprint, Image Comics, and Dark Horse Comics. Gru is described by Sergio as, quote, a nincompoop who ruins everything. He sinks ships, he destroys buildings, unquote. Now, entrepreneur Josh Jones, who counts businesses in venture capitalism, cryptocurrency, and airlines among his portfolio, has acquired the animated film and television rights to Gru with the intent of producing the character's first ever animated adaptation via his film company, Did I Air Productions. Jones and his Did I Air partner, Scott Nokas, will serve as executive producers on the possible projects, along with Aragonés and Gru writer Mark Evanier. Did I Air will seek out creative talent who understand Aragonés' unique vision and characters. Projects are being packaged for streaming services and global distribution, with Did I Air able to co-finance as needed. That's kind of neat. I've not really been really big into that, but Sergio Aragonés is a funny writer. I will tell you that. Now, some sad news. Actor Dean Stockwell has passed away. Now, Dean began his acting career in the golden age of Hollywood. He had a career that spanned 7 decades, working with notable directors including David Lynch, Jonathan Demme, Robert Alton, Wim Wenders, Sidney Lumet, and Francis Ford Coppola. He worked on such shows as NCIS New Orleans, Battlestar Galactica, The Dunwich Horror, JAG, Stargate SG-1, Star Trek Enterprise, Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, The Drew Carey Show, The Tony Danza Show, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, Captain Planet and the Planeteers, but he is best known for the role of Admiral Al Calavici on Quantum Leap. He also was in a bunch of movies, including the original 1984 adaptation of Dune, Married to the Mob, Tucker, The Man in His Dreams, Air Force One, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and dozens of other shows and movies. He was also a great advocate for child welfare. Dean Stockwell was 85 years old. Dean Stockwell was 85 years old. And our next person to pass away is Peter Aykroyd, brother of Dan Aykroyd. While not as famous as his older brother, Dan was a part of Saturday Night Live in 1979 and 1980. He also co-created the 1996 sci-fi series PSI Factor, Chronicles of the Paranormal, that his brother hosted, and also appeared in several movies and TV shows like Dr. Detroit, Spies Like Us, Dragnet, Coneheads, and Justice. Let's try that one again without burping in the middle of it, shall we? Peter Aykroyd, brother of Dan Aykroyd, has passed away. While not as famous as his older brother, Dan was part of Saturday Night Live in 1979 and 1980, and co-created the 1996 sci-fi series PSI Factor, chronicles of the paranormal that his brother hosted. He also appeared in several movies and TV shows that his brother created, like Dr. Detroit, Spies Like Us, Dragnet, Coneheads, and Justice. Peter's death was announced on Saturday Night Live this past weekend. He was 66 years old. Also passed away is character actor Art LaFleur. Art is best known for playing Babe Ruth in The Sandlot and Chick and Dill in Field of Dreams. Other than that, he also appeared in movies and shows like Rescue from the Gilligan's Island, MASH, War Games, The Man with One Red Shoe, Cobra, Scarecrow and Mrs. King, The Blob, Air America, Maverick, The Santa Claus 2 and 3 as the Tooth Fairy, Ace Ventura Jr., Pet Detective, Key and Peele, and many more. He retired from acting in 2017 and passed away from complications of Parkinson's disease, which he had suffered from for the past 10 years. He was 78 years old. And finally on this list, veteran voice actor and former president of the International Animation Organization, ASIFA, has passed away. Ryan And finally on this list tonight, veteran voice actor and former president of the International Animation Organization, ASIFA, has passed away. Will Ryan started his voice career in the 1980s, starring with Mickey's Christmas Carol as Willie the Giant, Pete, and other voices, and would go on to have more than 100 credits, including films like Frog and Toad Are Friends, An American Tail as Digit, The Land Before Time as Petrie, Stanley and the Dinosaurs, The Little Mermaid as Harold the Seahorse, Thumbelina as the hero Reverend Rat and Goat, A Troll in Central Park, the Pebble and the Penguin, Looney Tunes Back in Action as Papa Bear, and the Bride of Finkelstein as Sam Schuster, and many more. He had also had lots of television credits, including Welcome to Pooh Corner, where he voiced Rabbit, Tigger, and Anytime Eeyore Sung, Dumbo Circus, Wuzzles, Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears, The Adventures of Teddy Ruxpin, DuckTales, in which he did Pete/Sharky and Dangerous Dan. He also appeared in an episode of Garfield and Friends, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Disney's House of Mouse, and many, many more. And Ryan was also a songwriter. His group Will Ryan and the Cactus County Cowboys released 5 CDs, and he wrote over 100 songs for Disney and the Jim Henson Company, as well as the Pointer Sisters and Patti LaBelle. Now, Ryan is survived by his wife, Napriko Ryan, his sisters, Patty Ryan and Marcia Ryan Russo, and his brother, George Ryan. Will Ryan passed away following a short battle with cancer. He was 72 years old. And, that was a sad run right there. So let's have a more uplifting story, I guess. By the end of the decade, NASA hopes to have a nuclear reactor on the moon. Friday, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration announced plans to begin accepting bids for the project over the next year. NASA, alongside the United States Department of Energy, will work with American companies on creating a fission surface power system that NASA officials and crafts can use as the outfit continues to explore space and eventually go to Mars. Now, according to the release distributed by NASA and the Department of Energy, the system should be capable of autonomous operation from the deck of a lunar lander or a similar craft. The system would be built to provide power to other rovers, astronauts, conducting experiments on the surface of the moon, and other means to support life. Quote, NASA and the DOE are collaborating on this important and challenging development that, once completed, will be an incredible step towards long-term human exploration of the moon and Mars, said Fission Surface Power Project Manager Todd Toffel at NASA's Glenn Research Center in Cleveland. Quote, we'll take advantage of the unique capabilities of the government and private industry to provide reliable, continuous power that is independent of the lunar location. Unquote. Now, the bidding process will take the next 12 months as companies submit potential designs that could be used. And the only thing that runs through my head with a story like nuclear power and the moon is the plot of Space 1999. Look it up, folks. And that brings us to the end of the of this edition of Multiverse Tonight. Now, be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Twitter at Multiverse Tom. We're also on Facebook and Instagram as well. And if you'd like to contribute financially, please head on over and check our show notes and visit our TeePublic store and so much more at our brand new multiversetonight.com. And if you're a subscriber, thank you. Thank you very much. Please be sure to share us with friends, family, people you hate, loved ones, whoever. If you're brand new to the show, again, thank you very much. Please be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button and leave some feedback. If you like this condensed a single edition version of the show, I'd love to hear about it. If you hate it, I'd still love to hear about it. Special thanks to Shane Ivers for the intro music and Lobo Loco for the outro theme music. Thanks for watching this special edition of Multiverse Tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more sci-fi and comic book news. Now please exit the universe in an orderly fashion. Good night. Multiverse Tonight is a production of Half Baked Genre Productions, copyright 2021. All rights reserved. So, to give you an idea, that episode lasted about 33 minutes. Of course, there's going to be cutting down, so it'll be just a little over 30 minutes. That's basically pretty typical for, that a typical episode of the show runs somewhere between 20 and 30, 35 minutes, somewhere around there. So, I could, again, do a single edition of this show, or I could split it back up into comic book news and sci-fi news, and so I think one of the things I will be telling will be the download numbers, because the download numbers have been stable but soft, from where they used to be. They used to be somewhere around 30. Now they're trending down somewhere around 20, between 20 and 25 per episode. For the initial time. I still get people who listen to the show well after the date, which is really kind of weird considering the news tends to be more, topical. So that to have, people watching old news just shows that they're just, oh, hey, this show looks good, click. Or, hey, this talks about this subject, click. And they're clicking and they're listening for at least a couple of minutes because that's how long it takes to get that. So, anyway, I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me, whoever you are out there. I know there's one. It says there's one viewer, but I can never be too sure of where that viewer is. According to this, it's not on Twitch and it's not on YouTube. So anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. If you're in the United States, enjoy Thanksgiving. Go shop.